the people who are doing the most always think they're doing not enough. And people who don't do shit, they're always telling you how busy they are and how it is. I can't have those people around me.
Blue Collar Millionaires, welcome back again to another episode. And you know, we're always trying to tell you what has helped us grow our business, grow our revenue, grow our team, and just keep a pipeline full. And more importantly, today we're going to talk about how the influence is affecting your revenue and your profits.
The number we are already at is the number we never thought we'd get to.
That's right.
And now we're like, wow, where can this go? And it's just contagious.
What are you sitting around? That's the question of this podcast. What is around you? What's around your family? What are you feeding yourself with? And probably the last thought would be, is what are you representing as an influence to what's around your environment?
America's backbone was built on blue-collar business grit, grind, and muscle. This is where you stop working for the business, and the business starts working for you.
What is your opinion about the influence and how it's pushed you towards where you are to this day?
It's a huge thing. I don't want to say it's the biggest thing, but it's huge.
Yeah.
It's crazy because for me, I had good influences growing up, great influences. I think that's a lot of the reason I had success at a young age. I had a lot of confidence and good family. And then somehow I got worse influences. Maybe some guys working for me, maybe some alcohol-related people. You start getting drawn to it. Yeah. And I have a bad 2007-8, and next thing you know, I'm kind of negative.
Yeah.
I had to come out of that, and the way I come out of that really is good people. But I started doing it with good influences like Jim Rohn.
Absolutely.
And who I was reading, I was like, I can't listen to anything but positive stuff. Yeah. Then I specifically went out and found people who are doing stuff like me. Now it's all I hang out with. It's all we're hanging out with tonight. And having good influence, because if you're hearing negative people and you're hearing people who hate their job and you're hearing people, everything sucks and they're poor and the cost of gas and the cost of eggs, I didn't even think about any of this shit. It just has no effect on me. But now all we do is talk to people like yourself. All we're thinking about is how do we go from here to here.
Right.
You think of our group chat with Matt and Mike, our operating partners. There's never been a negative word in there.
No.
All we do is problem solve.
Yep.
And then it's like we've been watching this weekly number of national wind chills. It just grows and grows. And the number we are already at is the number we never thought we'd get to.
That's right.
And now we're like, wow, where can this go? And that's just contagious. We're in this little together, just four of us. There's nothing negative.
And it's a grind, but neither one of them, Mike and Matt, the operators, neither one of them that's in the day-to-day grinding it out and really just like you went and visited and you was like, man, these guys are just slammed all day long. We've got to get some help in there. Yeah. And so I never once heard, man, this is so hard. It was always, we did this today. We did this for this week. I believe we're going to do this next week. It was always looking forward, not behind, and not even in the current, outside of just trying to solve a problem that was that needed solving so we could keep momentum.
And one thing they've said a couple times, they always say, and we still think we're some bitches.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I always tell them, the people who are doing the most always think they're doing not enough. And people who don't do shit, they're always telling you how busy they are and how it is.
Look what all
I can't have those people around me.
Yeah.
That's influence of people, but it's influence of what you're taking in, what you're watching on social media,
right?
What you're listening to. If you take a 10-year-old and you put him in front of Fox News, he's going to listen to all that. If you put that same 10-year-old and you put him in front of CNN, he's going to believe all that. It's like whatever you're exposed to, you get confirmation bias. It's not just news. It's, oh, this is expensive. Oh, it is hard. Yeah. It is shit. I had an advantage. I think about this all the time because with social media, I see all these young people talking about how hard it is to work, the grind. There was no social media, and I grew up really just watching my dad, my grandpa, and my brother. I didn't even know you were allowed to complain. I saw my dad fall off a ladder one time. His head gushed open. And he got up and he says, go get your mom. Yeah. And it was like, that's how we thought it was normal.
Yeah.
So now I was like, man, if I was on social media and everybody was telling me it's hot out here and I got to cut 30 more lawns, I would have been like, yeah, this sucks. I didn't know any better.
I've been thinking a lot about it lately because you've got a young kid as well. And I've got a 18-year-old, a 16-year-old, and a 4.5-year-old. Literally just today, we had some conversation while I was on the ride over here with my wife about, are we going to go private? Are we going to go public? Are we going to go homeschool? And, we have a very social 4.5-year-old, and she thrives in that, just big personality. And so I was thinking back, homeschool back when I was in public school was a more sheltered situation, but I've seen where homeschooling now has turned into a really big opportunity and community. And so now they have all these little activities that brings the homeschooled kids together so that they get that social interaction. And so she said, well, I want to make sure that she has that. And I said, absolutely. It's extremely important that they build those socialization skills. I said, but I'm sitting here thinking, what influence are they getting when they're in the school? Yeah, they're learning the ABCs, the 1, 2, 3s, the arithmetic and all of that. But are they learning life skills, and are they getting to see mom and dad operate as entrepreneurs and realize there really is no limits? Because I remember, and I grew up with an entrepreneurial dad, but I still had some limiting beliefs on what I could achieve in my 20s and in my 30s. And I know I even have them still. And so that's one reason I stay in these rooms with 8 and 9 figure business owners, because the first time I saw one of the guys that's in our network raise his hand out of about 250, 300 people in the crowd that he was netting $1 million a month, my belief system instantly raised because I knew the guy. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this guy's not, a rocket scientist. Yeah. Now he's smart. He walks with a confident cadence and all that, but there was nothing extra special that made you say, well, I don't have that. And so when I get to hear the stories and see the success stories and I ask questions, my belief system raises. And so it made me think, what is my kid's influence going to be? And then I started thinking back, I'm an entrepreneur. Me and my brother both are entrepreneurs, and I know it's because that's all we ever saw with my dad. That was normal. I've had people ask you, well, how did you know how to become an entrepreneur? And I was like, I didn't know how to not be an entrepreneur, because he just always owned his businesses. So getting a business and now I may not have known, go get an LLC with Secretary of State, operating agreement, that kind of stuff. But it was, you just go have a craft, have a skill, have a service, and you go offer it to someone, and you give them a price that they're for them to pay you to exchange that service for. Boom, you're an entrepreneur, you're in business. I had to learn a lot of skill sets after that, but because I was exposed to entrepreneurial lifestyle, that seemed normal. I mean, if he wanted to take off, he took off. He didn't take off because he's a workaholic, and I appreciate that because it put us in a great position as a family, and we never sat in need. But I saw the flexibility and freedom, and he did actually take an entire year off when I was about 13 and 14, me and my brother. And I didn't appreciate it in that moment, but I look back and I'm like, entrepreneurial processes allowed him to be able to do that. And what are my kids going to get exposed to? What am I allowing myself to be exposed to? And am I setting me and my kids up to have future huge success because of the influences that I'm surrounding myself with and them with? And it's a lot deeper than what we really put. And I think we all should put more thought into that. I mean, in our groups, books, podcasts, masterminds, all of that is normal to us. But the general public, that's not normal. Yeah. And when they are listening to that kind of stuff, it's entertainment stuff. It's not self-development stuff.
Right.
And it's not to say that you can't do the entertainment. I love a good movie. I love the Netflix and chill on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, whatever the case would be. But majority of the time, I'm trying to feed myself because I understand the compounding effect and the ROI that I can pull from me. And I want to make sure that my kids get as much of that influence as possible.
There's something that's funny. Everybody's heard the 5 people around you and you're the average. And it's about everything, not just money, career. It could be a lot, your health, everything. One day I actually wrote it down. Like, I tried to figure out what the 5 people around me were making. And then I gave a kind of a thing on their health, like are they overweight or whatever. And what I found was kind of weird for me. This is about 10 years ago. I had a couple people really high and a couple low, and I went right in the middle.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, it still is the average.
Yeah.
People all think it's like, oh, it's 4 losers and you're the 5th one, 4 winners. But really what it is, and then I saw this podcast. It was like, it's the people you choose to be around. So if you have a bum brother and you're 17, you can't control that. So you
Right.
that does influence you for sure.
Sure.
But it's the people you choose to. So that is your wife or husband.
Mm-hmm.
So you can include them, but it's the people you decide to hang out with. So I switched those bottom people, not because they weren't making money, but because they were making bad choices, which actually were affecting me.
Sure.
Like their stuff, their train wreck shit started coming in. Like I started responding, or can I give them money? Or one guy I had to go bail him out one time. Like, and when I got rid of that, and then I replaced them with higher, everything changed. That's what happens.
It's even in your business. John Maxwell talks about the law of the lid. And, your self-development has to keep growing, and you have to level up your management inside of your businesses so your business can keep growing. And some people will not graduate to the next level of business with your business. And that is an extremely tough thing to acknowledge as a leader, to be able to say, you know what, I know you was here for the bootstrapping of this business and the grinding it out. But at this point, you are not prepared and you have not been developing yourself enough to be able to climb to the next level. And that is just one of those painful realities of owning a business that's in rapid growth. And so it's I've heard Mark Evans talk about, his biggest fear is that he will outgrow his wife in the sense of self-development. So him and his wife go to a lot of the events together to make sure. And first time I heard that, that's when I started bringing Christy, my wife, with me, because I wanted to make sure that we were learning, because I went to a couple of them without her, and, I'm fired up and got new ideas and ready to just blaze a trail. And she's sitting here that had the same influences as she had the day before, the week before, the month before, but I had a different influence, change of environment, which changed my perspective and my belief system. And now we go off, we come back, and we never have those thought processes or feelings of, man, I wish you would have just been there and got the same information I got and the same excitement. Because there is a level of emotion linked with the information, the data, the logic that allows you to push through and past your risk and fear of failure. Because there's always a level of emotion that helps you kind of drive past logic. I mean, consumers, this is how they buy. Consumers buy from emotion first. As soon as you give them logic, you've almost lost the sale. So let them sit over there on the emotion of their wants and what they feel like it's going to give them, and you can just keep moving them through the process. So, what are you sitting around? That's the question of this podcast. What is around you? What's around your family? What are you feeding yourself with? And probably the last thought would be, is what are you representing as an influence to what's around your environment?
And one thing you could do is just look at your phone, see what pops up, because Google and algorithm knows what you like.
Yeah.
And if you like negative stuff and stupid stuff, it's going to keep showing to you.
Yep.
So, I mean, that'll check you. If you see all kinds of stuff, if you hate Trump, and it'll keep feeding you because you'll keep doing it.
Oh yeah.
Or if you hate Biden or whatever, I don't see any of that on my phone.
Yeah.
All I see is like
I never get
some
political
acquisition or something, all stuff I'm interested in. And all that does is then I'm like, I should have post off something.
I'm getting these baby AI images now of
I get a ton of that.
because I started watching it, and now it's just feeding
the
algorithm. But yeah, all right, guys, if you guys are interested in more, we're trying to make awareness of our Boardroom Elite. Me and Kevin hop on a call every Thursday with a bunch of entrepreneurs. We talk strategy. We do Q&A. We got some really cool stuff happening. I mean, we're really in depth with implementing AI. I know AI is the buzzword, but we're actually implementing it in businesses currently. That knowledge is floating around, and those skills are just getting better. And I 100% believe that the ones that are already spending some time to understand AI, their businesses will have growth much faster, because that is what's going to allow us businesses to ramp up at a much quicker rate. Yeah. Not only AI, we're talking about strategies of B2B, B2C, how to hire, how to incentivize your team. And then we talk about just the personal need of your mindset shake. And to remember, you're not the only one that goes through struggles. We all have those roadblocks that we hit, but they're all the same. And we just need someone to open our eyes a little bit and say, hey, this is how I got past it. And then boom, the light bulb comes on and you move forward.
You don't have to go at this alone.
Yeah.
Just between us, we got 55 years of being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So you're on there, we're there. Say, hey, this guys do it all the time. Hey, what do you think of this? Hey, I'm having a struggle. And then we just start double teaming. And then one other guy jumps in too. And next thing the guy gets off the phone, he's feeling like $1 million.
Yeah.
Why sit there and toil around it? Just ask. I might have went through it 4 times.
Unnecessary abuse for you to do it by
Messed
yourself.
up once, kind of got it the second time, third time I got it right, fourth time it's in the room. Now you're asking me. I say, yeah, do this.
That's right. Go to bluecollarmillionaire.net, bluecollarmillionaire.net, and you can see what all we got.
See you next week.